Tomorrow I'll be holding you tight, and there's no way in this world I ever been but you in my arms, and you in my arms, you and me. Amsterdam. I'm gonna find you soon, Mary Jane.
Hello and welcome to another day in paradise, and welcome to another edition of the Unapologetic Negropian. In today's video, well, what's the time now? 11:30, quarter to 12? It's way past my bedtime, I can tell you that. But whilst it was all fresh in the mind, I had to make this video tonight because this evening I watched what is perhaps one of the best videos that I've ever seen in Black YouTube. Now, the person singing that beautiful melody at the beginning of this video is none other than Troyce TV. Now, Troyce is a popular YouTuber from out of the United States, and he normally does these weird videos where he outs these YouTubers who are trying to scam people, and he gossips sometimes. I don't know where he gets that from. So the video that he had just posted was a video called "I Confronted the Biggest Scammer on YouTube, Maryjanebyarm." Now, when I read that title, I said, well, okay, well, whatever. I'll give it a watch. And I don't think I made it past the first few seconds of the video and I turned it off. And then one of Maryjanebyarm's victims, we can call her, actually sent me a message with the same link in it. And I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? She said, you've got to watch this. So I watched it. And I've got to admit, this guy is crazy. This Troyce is off his head, because what he had to go through in order to put himself in a position where he well, do you know what? I'm not even going to spoil it for you guys. I'm going to talk you through this video, but first I'm going to ask you to please like, subscribe, share, click the bell notification, and please consider supporting the channel on our Patreon. I'm also going to ask you to follow the new OVVERSIGHT YouTube channel, a channel that will give you tips on how to invest in the African continent safely, cheaply, and securely. So if you've been living under a rock somewhere, I'm going to explain to you really quickly what's been happening with this travel vlogger, Maryjanebyarm. So about a month ago, I made a number of videos about Maryjanebyarm, a popular YouTuber, vlogger, traveler, and intrepid explorer. She is beautiful, she is daring, she has no fear. She is the woman that every little girl would love to grow up to be. Well, at least that's what her persona gives off, but we now know that Maryjanebyarm is nothing but a fraud in more ways than one. You see, Maryjanebyarm has a hardcore following of fans, and she offered these fans the trip of a lifetime. For only $2,500 they could get to meet Maryjanebyarm, to learn how to travel and earn money at the same time, and live a life of freedom, traveling to some of the most exotic countries on the planet. Many of her fans took up this once-in-a-lifetime chance straight away and paid her the money. But many of her fans that paid that money never got to meet Maryjanebyarm. Most of them actually didn't even get to leave the United States, where the majority of them are from. This is because ultimately Maryjanebyarm allegedly stole the money from these fans, and she has yet to return this money to them. Is a silent majority of Maryjanebyarm's fans who had their money taken off them but have been too embarrassed to talk about it, or just do not want to expose her because somehow they still believe in Maryjanebyarm. So I made a number of videos about her. Many of her fans who had planned these trips, they also made videos. Some of them got on other lives with different people, and yeah, you probably remember what happened, right? There was a whole kerfluffle about things and she was exposed, but she has continued doing what she does best, traveling. She is difficult to track down. This is one of the reasons why you must never send money to any YouTuber, especially the ones that are traveling around the earth. These ones are extremely difficult to track down for most people, but not for Troyce TV. Troyce TV was very, very sharp when it came to watching some of Maryjanebyarm's videos. He saw things that I didn't see. He saw things that most people didn't see. If you remember on the video that I made about Maryjanebyarm, I think we came to the conclusion that it is highly likely that she is a narcissist or has some form of antisocial personality disorder. One of the things which stands out for me, which tells me a lot, is the fact that she still feels like she can lie to people and cheat people and lie her way out of certain situations. This is exactly what she did when she lost her phone. Well, she said it was actually stolen, but the reality is that, well, I'm going to allow Troyce TV to have his words on this one.
I got robbed. Yeah, I never thought it would happen to me, but I was walking down the I never thought it would happen to me, but I was walking down the street. I never thought it would happen to me, but I was walking down the street. Never thought it would happen to me, but I was walking down the street. Thought it would happen to me, but I was walking down the street here in London, and someone literally just came and just literally yanked my phone out of my hand. He was on a bike, so he was going very fast, and he snatched it right perfectly out of my hand and kept riding so fast I didn't have the opportunity to be like, hey, that guy took my phone. Like, he was gone by the time I would have gotten those words out of my mouth. Surprisingly, I wasn't upset. I have insurance, so I erased the phone. I called my sister immediately, and I was like, what do I do? She's like, erase your phone now. So I
take it to the closest police station.
Yeah, you guys, I just got my phone stolen in London. Like, what the crap? Who does that? I'm sending the person who stole my phone a message right now. I know where you are, thief.
You are thief.
I know where you are, thief. London, like, what the crap? Who does that? I'm sending the person who stole my phone a message right now. I know where you are, thief.
You are thief.
I know where you are, thief. Boom! Activate. This, and it says the phone will be locked with this message on the front.
So if you haven't realized by now, this is a total facade. This is just them lying. And another thing that comes up here is now we know for certain, now we know guaranteed that Maryjanebyarm's older sister is in on everything. She knows everything.
Mary Jane, being the fucking dummy that she is, filmed her computer screen and showed the address of the so-called thief who took her phone.
Yeah, you guys, I just got my phone stolen in London.
You guys, I just got my phone stolen in London. Like, what the crap? Who does that?
Maryjanebyarm, being the dummy that she is. Let me just say that my peep game is on fleek, because I quickly noticed that, and I quickly did a quick Google search to find out where her so-called pickpocketer was. And come to find out, he was literally right around the corner from her current hotel. She had one job, and that was to be a good scammer. And as you can see on the screen, I did a quick Google search, and she was staying at the Paddington Hotel. And as you can see on the red dot, that's where her so-called iPhone thief was. So you're roaming around the UK, and some way, somehow, your scammer just so happened to be right around the corner from your hotel. Interesting. So all I did was a quick Google search, and that girl was literally 1 minute around the corner from her phone that apparently got stolen while she was roaming London. And as you can see on the screen, she's 1 minute and 144 feet away. By car it's 1 minute, but by foot it's 34 seconds.
So Troyce TV was able to find out that this woman's phone was not stolen at all. It is just too much of a coincidence for that phone to be stolen and yet be located just a stone throw from her own hotel. So how did Troyce TV know which hotel she was staying in? Listen to this.
And how did I know what hotel she was staying in? You're a dummy. She literally recorded her email while she was showing where her phone was stolen at. While she was on FaceTime, she ended up revealing her personalized itinerary code for Expedia. I peeped that shit. Look a little closer if you ain't see it. There it go right there. 72 blah blah blah, and look right underneath. It says London Paddington. So that's the hotel that she was staying at. And I looked up her itinerary code and it gave me access to everything. Many people seen it as well, but not that many people really peeped it. I typed that shit into Expedia.com and it told me exactly what her booking confirmation was for Expedia via the Paddington Hotel, which is the hotel that she was staying at. So I know exactly what hotel she was staying at, and I knew her current hotel because it was attached to all her future and past trips. Disclaimer, it doesn't give you access to her personal information, but since you put her itinerary number out, everyone knows, whether you're giving your itinerary code for a flight, to your cousin, your mom, your brother, your boyfriend, everyone knows if someone has your itinerary number or your confirmation number, they can get access and see what time your flight leaves, what time you book a hotel, what time you check out. And her dumbass is very loyal to Expedia because she has so many reward points. That's how she gets so many discounts on all these nice ass hotels. And as we all know, she's currently in Amsterdam, as you can see. So Expedia is actually where she books her flights, where she finds her hotels, and where she finds the best deals. She books everything through here. Thank you, Mary Jane. You're the one that put your itinerary number out there, not me. You did, bitch. And a lot of people peeped it, but not enough people did.
Wow, that for me was both beautiful and scary at the same time. I mean, that level of creepery I've never seen before in my entire life. It was a work of art. I could not have done better myself. So he managed to find out this number, and with this number, it was gold. He could find out exactly where she had stayed, how much she had paid, where she was planning on going in the future. Now, using this information, he was able to track her down exactly to the exact hotel that she was staying in. He booked a room just down the corridor from where she was staying, and he spied on her. Okay, this is not the best thing to do, clearly, but when you're talking about somebody that's been running around the world trying to avoid people and scamming people willy-nilly, I don't think that the same rules count in this case. Now, this is the part of the video which I think all the other people who have ever watched this video is the most excited about, because this is the time where he's preparing to meet her and confront her face to face and tell her to her face what she has done to the community of people who follow her and who trust in her and who's had their trust thrown back in their face. I mean, this guy stayed up all night waiting for her, watching, listening, and in the end he does another piece of beautiful trickery.
Despite being in the same hotel as her, I still wanted to be close enough to find out where her room was. Now, I ended up doing this and it worked. I went to the MAC store, or the makeup store, and basically I went to go buy some random makeup product. And I basically went to the front desk of the lobby and said, hey, a dark-skinned black woman dropped this. I believe she was American. You know, I wanted to say she had on dusty-ass sweatpants and a Just For Me perm, but I kept it short and simple. And they said, oh, okay, we know who you're talking about. And they called her out. I stood by the lobby and she came out. And then I found out what hotel room she was in.
Wow, so you only ever see this type of thing happen at the movies. I mean, that is just great. I can't believe this hotel receptionist actually did that. I mean, that's dangerous. What if that woman or man was planning to do something to her? Regardless, he managed to find her exact room number. Now the game was on. So what does he do? He sits up all night. He waits for her. He leaves his door cracked open to the hotel room so he can listen to Maryjanebyarm as she comes back to the hotel.
Would you like some water? Would you like some water?
Sure.
Here you go.
Thank you.
I actually recognize you. I saw you walk by me and I was like...
You recognize me from...
From YouTube. I was like...
you do?
As I'm checking out, I'm like...
Really?
Yeah, it's so nice to meet you though.
Nice to meet you too. What's your name?
My name is D.
D?
Like the letter D.
D.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. You're leaving?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for the
Thank you
order.
so much. When are you gonna post it on YouTube?
I did yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, last night.
Okay. Thank you so much. It's so nice to meet you. I'm gonna catch my Uber.
Aww.
And also, can I hug you?
Of course.
And also, are you ever gonna address all that stuff, the rumors and all that stuff that's going on?
No.
No?
No, because to me, I don't.
Yeah, because I see
I don't
it
see
and
the
I'm like,
point, and
it's all clickbait.
it is, and I feel like that's what they want, you know? Like, they want me to speak my... And then, like, when you do that, you just make yourself seem like you blow the situation up more.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know it's not true, and I know, like,
It's all
people who have 2
nonsense.
cents know it's not true.
It's like every week it's a clickbait video. It's like,
Yeah,
let it
it's
go.
always... I hate to say it, but it's always, like, black girls, like, they're always making... This isn't their first time. Those girls made videos about me before.
Yeah, that's right. You heard it for yourself. You heard Maryjanebyarm blame black girls for the attacks that she's been getting on the internet, and that they are all lies. Now, this isn't totally surprising. We sort of thought that she would be this way, that she would somehow attack those people who look exactly like her. So in a twist of irony, she has a grudge against those women who are, for all intents and purposes, just like her, who look just like her, who are of her ethnicity. This also explains the reason why most of the girls that she did allow to visit her, to see her, to go on vacation with her, those girls tended to be non-black women or very light-skinned women, mixed women. She allowed those to go, and the vast majority of those girls that did not fit the phenotype that she was comfortable with, no, she didn't allow those types of girls to come. This woman definitely has some massive problems.
Like that little stupid page on, what's it called? Alley something?
I don't know. I don't pay attention.
Stupid
I
bullshit.
have a life, right?
Right.
So who knows? I get a lot of love, so I don't care.
Nice to meet you.
So nice to meet
It's
you.
crazy, but like, you know, keep your head up. You're doing fine.
Oh yeah, I'm great.
Okay. Because it's crazy because everybody like, oh, she needs to apologize. I'm like, for what? Like, it's just a stupid
You
ass
know more than I
screenshots.
do.
I'm like, scroll.
You know
It's
more
like
than I
stupid,
do.
but listen, you're fine. You're good. You're beautiful. You're doing fine. And oh wait, also, I'm gonna give you something. Hold on. Let's see. And she wrote you a letter. Don't open it yet. Don't open it yet.
You wrote me a letter?
I did. I was like, oh my god, let me write it real quick because my Uber's like 3 minutes away. But it's so nice to meet you.
Oh my god, how?
But nice to meet you. Thank you so much, and thank you.
Okay, see ya.
Nice to see ya.
That was fantastic. The fact that he gave her an application for a job interview, that was pretty smooth. However, I was a little deflated and perhaps even a little disappointed at the fact that he did not really confront her. I think that would have been so much better for his followers, for his subscribers, for him to do that. I think he actually chickened out a little bit. I think he could have done better in that situation and actually confronted her properly, or perhaps even confronted her while she was in the street. He could have done it, but he didn't, and it's a little sad. But I appreciate and respect the fact that this guy did everything in his power to track her down, even jumping on 2 flights to get to Amsterdam in the first place. 20 hours traveling. That is dedication.
I'm in Amsterdam. I'm gonna find you soon, Mary Jane. I'm gonna find you.
A lot of girls lost a lot of money, and Maryjanebyarm has been avoiding them. She has even now adopted a way of traveling where she doesn't tell anybody where she's going to in the next few weeks, so that she's always a week ahead of everybody else, just like Carmen San Diego. Maryjanebyarm has got to be pooing her pants right now at this moment, knowing that the internet is watching her. There are people out there who are dedicated to bringing her scamming ways to an end. So ultimately, Maryjanebyarm is still out there. She's still traveling. She's still going from place to place. She still has her schedule, only now everybody else knows her schedule. Everybody knows where she has been. Everybody has this number. You can check it for yourself. You can still see her Expedia number. So we all know everything about her, and this can't be good for her. She must be rethinking now, and she must be worrying. This is what I call being exposed. When you're at a point where that person has been exposed to the point in which they have changed the way they think, the way they feel, and perhaps even their future plans. And you've made life a little more uncomfortable for this one woman who has made many other people's lives uncomfortable. So I've got to say thank you to Troyce TV, because the fact that he went through and did what he did, you got to give him maximum respect for that. Nobody else did that. Have you ever heard of somebody else doing that? I haven't. I haven't heard of any other YouTuber tracking this person down, traveling across continents to find this person, to confront this person. Nobody else has bothered doing it. He did it. It was really good to hear that something has come out of work that not just I have done, but what other dedicated YouTubers who are dedicated to helping victims of crime find the perpetrators and hunt them down. It's good to hear this, because these people, they're not being touched. They're not being touched by the police. They need to be held to account. And these YouTubers like this, I've got to take my hats off to him. I salute him. Guys, have any of you got any refund back from Maryjanebyarm? Any good come out of Maryjanebyarm actually being exposed in the first place? If so, please leave a comment in the comment section. It would be really good to hear what your opinions are on this. So that's it from me for today. I'd like to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I'd like to give an extra special thank you to my Patreons, and I'll see you in the next one. Until the next time, please think twice. Ta-ra a bit.